Hello students, welcome to AriserTalent. As you know, we are studying very important chapter of NCERT, that is life processes. In this chapter, I am teaching you about nutrition. Okay, nutrition means the getting useful substances in the body from the food. Fine. So here we are talking about nutrition in animals. In my previous lecture, already I have told you about the different types of nutrition in animals, means mode of nutrition in animals. As we all know, animals are heterotrophic. Hetero means different, trophic means food, means the animals get their food from the other animals or plants. It means we can say that the animals are dependent on different items or different environmental processes to get their food. Okay, so thus we can say that animals are generally heterotrophic in nature. Okay, animals are heterotrophic in nature. Okay, fine, means they take different types of nutrition, means they get nutrition from the external environment, from animals or the plants. Why it is so? Because they lack the chlorophyll and then they cannot synthesize their food. This is the reason they are dependent on the plants for their food. Fine. So here, as I told you that animals are heterotrophic in nature, especially they are holozoic in nature. Okay. What kind of heterotrophic nutrition they show? Holozoic. Okay, even they can be parasitic, they can be saprotrophic. Okay, but especially they show holozoic nutrition. What is the meaning of holozoic nutrition? Holozoic nutrition means they take in solid form of food. Okay, and generally this procedure is completes in different steps. What are they? Ingestion of food. Okay, once we intake the food or an animal intake the food, then it get digested in the body. So next procedure is digestion. Okay, when it gets digested means the complex food. Here I told you animals are holozoic in nature. Okay, so when they intake solid food material, then it breaks down into the simpler form. Fine. Then when it breaks down, it gets absorbed, means nutrients are absorbed by the body. So another process is absorption. Okay, and then whatever nutrients are absorbed in the body, they must be utilized by the different body parts and tissues. So next process is assimilation. And what after the absorbing of nutrients, whatever the waste material is there, it is removed by the body, and that process is known as egestion. Okay, so generally an animal show these steps for the nutrition. Okay, it completes its nutrition in the different steps. Now, as I told you that generally animals are unicellular or multicellular. So they show different kinds of nutrition. How they show? Generally they proceed the same process. They follow the same process, whether it is unicellular or multicellular. But as if we talk about unicellular organism, what happens with the unicellular? As they are made up of one cell. Okay, so all the vital activities will be performed by the single cell only. But if we talk about multicellular organism, then it is made up of many cells. So different activities are performed by the different groups of cells and tissues. Clear? This is the difference. Now we will talk about the nutrition in unicellular organism like amoeba and paramecium. As I told you nutrition in animals, now we are going to talk about nutrition in amoeba. First of all, we will talk about nutrition in amoeba. What do you know about amoeba? Hope you all are studying about amoeba from junior classes, that amoeba and paramecium both are unicellular organism. Okay, so let me mention here. It is unicellular. Okay. So all the vital activities are performed by the single cell. Okay. All the vital activities are performed by single cell. Okay. So how hardworking it is. Okay, it is made up of single cell but performing all the vital activities with single cell only. So now let's talk about the interesting topic, that is nutrition in amoeba, as amoeba is unicellular but though it follows all the processes of nutrition, means all the steps of nutrition. What are they? Ingestion. Next is steps of nutrition in amoeba. What are they? First of all, ingestion. Okay. Then digestion. Then absorption. Assimilation. And then egestion. Okay, these steps are followed by the amoeba for the nutrition. Now let me explain you how these processes or how these steps takes place in nutrition of amoeba. Look here students, as we know amoeba is unicellular, it does not have any fixed shape. Okay, so it can move by the single cell only, so it changes its body shape. So let me explain here what is the shape of amoeba. Generally amoeba does not have any particular shape. So here we can draw the structure of amoeba. Okay, amoeba generally is single cell and possesses nucleus. Okay, it is nucleus. Okay, and here cytoplasm is filled inside the cell. It is cytoplasm. Okay, as I told you amoeba is unicellular. Now what happens, as amoeba feels or gets food particle in the surrounding. Now what happens, here we can see that if the food particle is present here, let me draw food particle. Okay, if it feels food particle here in the surrounding, food particle. Now what it do, it increases its skin around the food particle. Okay, and those formations are known as pseudopodia. Thus we can say that it forms pseudopodia around the food particle to capture that food particle. Clear? Next is, first it feels food particle or it gets food particle in the surrounding, then it expands its pseudopodia. Here we can see okay, it's increasing pseudopodia. These are pseudopodia. Okay, and here it is food particle, nucleus in the center, cytoplasm is filled here. Okay, so the first thing that it gets the food particle in the environment, then it forms pseudopodia around the food particle. This process is known as egestion. Okay, once it get the food particle inside the cell by forming the pseudopodia, then this form is known as ingestion. What is ingestion? Intake of food particle. Okay, so here let me draw Next is it intakes, okay, the food particle. Here we can draw food particle inside the body, okay. This is food particle. As I shown you here that the amoeba is forming pseudopodia around the food particle. Now once this food particle enters inside the body, it forms the food vacuole, okay. So here we can form a food vacuole around the food particle. Clear? It is food vacuole. This food vacuole is temporary, it's not permanent, it's temporary because as many times as amoeba gets the food particle or its food, then it forms food vacuoles, okay. So these are temporary structures. Now what happens, whatever the enzymes are present in the cytoplasm, here it is cytoplasm, so whatever enzymes are present here in the cytoplasm, then these enzymes enter in the food vacuole and then this food particle get digested, okay. And this process is known as digestion. Clear? Means when the food particles enter inside the amoeba, then it forms a food vacuole. Means those pseudopodia forms the food vacuole here, and the cytoplasm which is surrounding here, which is present inside the amoeba, it contains some digestive enzymes. These digestive enzymes enter here in the food vacuole. Fine. Then what happens? These enzymes break down this food particle into the simpler form. Now what happens, whatever nutrients are present there in the food particle, they are absorbed by this cytoplasm by the process of diffusion. Clear? Means when this food particle get or breaks down into the simpler form, then it get diffuses here in the cytoplasm and then these are absorbed by the cytoplasm by the process of diffusion. Okay, then this process is known as absorption. Okay, then after the absorption of important nutrients, means whatever nutrients are required for the energy or for the growth or for the reproduction or for any activity, okay, then this process is known as assimilation. What is assimilation? The utilization of nutrients in the body for different activities. Fine. So here assimilation takes place. Fine. After this process, whatever the waste product is there, means nutrients are absorbed already by the amoeba, then whatever waste material is there, it is ejected by the body and that process is known as egestion. Clear? Let me draw. Okay. Cytoplasm. Then again amoeba gets its original form. Fine. Nutrients are absorbed and waste material is thrown out of the body. This complete process is known as nutrition in amoeba. Okay. So these are the different steps. Now let me write the details of it. Number 1, egestion. Ingestion. What is ingestion? When amoeba gets food particle, amoeba gets food particles near its surface, it forms pseudopodia around the food particle, and intake it. This process is known as ingestion. This process is known as ingestion. Okay. Next is digestion. Next process is digestion. Okay. Already it has taken food vacuole inside the body. Sorry, it has taken food particle inside the body and a vacuole is formed around that food particle, that is known as food vacuole. Okay. A food vacuole is formed around the food particle as it enters in body. Okay. Enzymes present in cytoplasm enters in the food vacuole and breaks the food particle into simpler form, and this process is known as digestion. This process is known as digestion. So what do you understand by the digestion? Digestion is a process in which complex food breaks into the simpler form. Third one is absorption. Third process is absorption. Next is absorption. Absorption means whatever nutrients are there, they are absorbed by the cytoplasm by the process of diffusion. Okay. Useful nutrients are absorbed by the cytoplasm or in the cytoplasm by the process of diffusion. In the cytoplasm by the process of diffusion. Okay. Then assimilation. Whatever nutrients are absorbed by the body, they are utilized for energy and other activities. Absorbed nutrients are utilized by amoeba for energy, growth or reproduction. Clear? Then whatever waste material is there, it is ejected by the body. This process is known as egestion. Next is egestion. Waste material is ejected by the body of amoeba, or by the body of amoeba. Okay, actually amoeba does not have any mouth or any anal, so as it gets the food particle through its skin only, it forms pseudopodia, as well as it throws out its waste material by the skin only. Okay, so waste material is ejected by the body of amoeba. This process is known as egestion. Okay, so this was all about the nutrient or nutrition in amoeba, that amoeba follows the following steps for the getting nutrition, and these actually amoeba is unicellular. Okay, so this is the process of unicellular organism to get the nutrition. Okay, now we will talk about the nutrition in paramecium. Though paramecium is also unicellular, but what is the difference between amoeba and paramecium? Actually paramecium gets food, or its intake food by the mouth and throws out the waste material through its anal. Okay, so this is the difference, because amoeba does not have any mouth or any anal, but paramecium takes the food by the oral surface or by the mouth, and it eject its waste material by the anal. Let me explain you. Okay, paramecium has cilia on its body surface. It has cilia on its body surface. These cilia help it to move in the water. Generally the food of paramecium is what? Bacteria, fungi. Okay, these cilia help it to get its food particles. Okay, as I told you, paramecium is found in the water, so these cilia help it to move. These are cilia, as well as these cilia throws the food particle to the mouth. Okay, so what happens when it get food near its surface? Okay, these cilia helps to throw the food particle here to the mouth. Okay, generally it has mouth. Now what happens when the food particles here, it is the food particle. Okay, so when these cilia throw this food particle here, then when it goes inside the body, okay, this is food particle, and here these form food vacuole. This is food vacuole. Okay, and here it is food particle. It has been entered. This process is known as ingestion. Okay, food particle. Okay, now what happens, as cytoplasm is present inside the body, so this cytoplasm contains digestive enzymes. Okay, when digestive enzymes enter inside the food vacuole, then this food particle is broken down into the simpler form. Okay, then this get diffuses in the cytoplasm. Okay, and then cytoplasm absorb the nutrients here in the body. whatever waste material is there, then it is thrown out of the body by this anal pore. Okay. So here we can form the structure that whatever the waste material is there. Okay. Suppose it is waste material. So this waste material is thrown out by this anal. Okay. Clear? So this is the mechanism of nutrition in paramecium. It follows the same path. What are they? Ingestion, okay, means intake of food by the mouth. Intake of food by mouth. Okay. Generally, cilia helps to intake food inside the body. Cilia helps the paramecium to intake the food. Okay. What happens then? Digestion. Same like amoeba, food get digested. Food particle is broken down into simpler form. This process is known as digestion, and how it gets break down by the enzymes which enters in the food vacuole from the cytoplasm. Okay. After the digestion, useful nutrients are absorbed inside the body. Next process is absorption. Processes are same as amoeba, but the mode is different, as I told you. Nutrients are absorbed in cytoplasm by diffusion. Okay. Then next is assimilation again. Means they will be, whatever the nutrients are there, they will be utilized. Nutrients are absorbed by the body. Okay. And then next is egestion. The difference between amoeba and paramecium is that egestion, in the process of egestion, that amoeba throws out the waste material through the body surface, but paramecium throws out the waste material through the anal. Okay. Waste material is thrown out of the body by anal pore. Okay. So this is the nutrition in paramecium. Here we studied about the nutrition in paramecium. Okay. So in this lecture we studied the nutrition in unicellular organism, that though these are unicellular, then one cell, means single cell, performs all the vital activities. Here I explained you how the amoeba and paramecium performs the process of nutrition. In my next lecture, we will talk about the nutrition in human beings. Okay. Till then, take care. Thank you.